Welcome to the 9th annual Learn Serve International Coffee House. The significance of this tonight is really to celebrate these amazing fellows. This is the first time that they're going to be presenting their projects to the world, so pay attention closely. You might see the next big thing.
Good evening. I'm Desmond Dinkins.
And I'm Chris Cole.
Many people want to know what keeps students engaged and motivated. Students want to feel hooked by interest into their education, feel connected to what they're learning, and be exposed to new topics.
By not teaching African American history in schools, students miss the opportunity to feel engaged, connected, and exposed to their history. I want to see more people like me in the history books and stuff like that. It's not like we haven't made contributions. You can see our contributions all over the world. And I just felt like we really needed to capitalize on that.
Students want this. It's not just, me and Chris who want this. There's students behind us who want the same thing. They just don't realize it because it's not offered to them.
Refugees who have escaped war crimes and religious persecution do not feel safe or wanted in this country. I plan to address this issue by creating a book that's a compilation of stories from refugees in my area about their lives in Syria and the journey here, as well as their favorite recipes. So it's essentially a cookbook/culture book. And driving my venture is the belief that if I can expose and educate people in my community to a more personal and human aspect of Syrian culture through cuisine, their attitudes towards the refugees will actually improve.
I spend over 8 hours a week riding on a school bus to and from my high school. That's over 32 hours a month, and that doesn't include the times I've had to ride multiple routes of public transportation just to stay after school a bit longer. And it's for these reasons that I've decided to create a carpool app to provide students with safe and cheap transportation to and from school.
I want to fight a very serious issue, social transphobia, the hatred and discrimination towards transgender and gender nonconforming individuals. I aim to do this by going into high schools in my area and facilitating group discussions on sex, gender, and sexuality, and how they're all very different things.
By introducing teens to mindfulness and meditation practices through online resources available directly on their school's websites, I will be able to, in a positive way, reduce the amount of stress that students feel. I was actually sitting in my meditation class that I take, and afterwards I left and I felt so good, and I just felt so light and really just prepared for the week.
Soy de El Salvador y vine aquí el 19 de abril del año pasado. Did anyone understand what I just said? That's how I felt when I first came here. I didn't know anything about English, and I was afraid to talk in front of people that do not speak my language. But not anymore. I want to make a documentary sharing my story and the steps that I follow to not be afraid of making a mistake in English.
Thousands of youth are incarcerated daily. Of those youth, 67% of them are likely to reoffend by the age of 25 if they even make it to that.
I have a friend who's currently in a group home, and just seeing him not have the necessary resources and seeing him not have those opportunities that are presented to me, like LearnServe, for an example, it hurts to see that.
I want to create a mentorship for court-involved youth where they're able to expand their horizons, they're able to get the resources they need, all through job training, career research, etiquette training, therapy, tutoring, and many other components in order to create successful, ambitious leaders in this world.
In the U.S., we hold 25% of the world's prisoners' population, and 2.7 million children have an incarcerated parent. I am one of those 2.7 million children. Growing up with an incarcerated parent, I have struggled with positively expressing myself, whether it be through self-harm, acting out in class, or just keeping myself in solitude. For little things to help me, I look to music, art, and writing, and this inspired me to create A Little More Love. A Little More Love is designed to create expression spaces for young high school students in the DC area with incarcerated parents. I just think it's natural human compassion. I think everybody should have that instilled inside of them, that they always want to help other people.
Think about each of the different ideas that you just heard and the plans that these students have to really do something that will make a difference in their schools, their communities, their city, their region, and the world around them. And then think what the world looks like when all of these students are successful in doing what they set out to do.
Learn Serve is literally the most positive thing I do in my whole entire week. Knowing that there's other kids who have the same passion as you, who want to pursue other things and be social entrepreneur, it was really emotional and really great.